Welcome to today's video. This is Comfort Food Dudes. I'm Sean.
I'm Josh.
And today we're going to make an awesome Alfredo sauce. Stay tuned. Okay, for this sauce here, it's going to be a chicken Alfredo sauce with mushrooms. So I have some chicken that's shredded up. I have an overloading bowl of mushrooms that we're going to use. I have some grated Parmesan cheese. And then I have some, this is just 2% milk. I'm going to make a roux and thicken this. Otherwise, you could just use a heavy cream and you could just let it simmer for a little longer and that will thicken too. But I'm going to do it with the milk since I don't have the cream right now. And I have some butter. And I'm going to use flour in equal quantities to make the roux. And I have a little garlic and salt and pepper that's going to go in with this. So the next step I'm going to have is I'm going to get my mushrooms onto the stove. And we're going to start cooking those down. We want to just brown them, make them a little crispy. Alright, so I'm going to fry the mushrooms in the pan here, and while I'm getting that started, Josh is going to go ahead and start chopping up the garlic, just thinly sliced or even diced really small, actually. Is that what it's called? Diced really small? Is that the technical term for it? Dicing. Yeah. Anyway, he's going to go ahead with the garlic.
Tops and tails. However, for this, I'm just going to be dicing thin.
Bring up a spatula. Guess I can use a spatula.
Another thing for you guys, we actually started up an Instagram channel, and you can check us out there as well at comfort_food_dudes. I'll see you guys there, and it'll be mostly the same as what's on the menu here, just a little bit more feedback and a little bit more connectivity if you want to get in touch with us in person.
So I'm on a medium-high heat right now, which is 7.5 on my digital stove, and I'm just gonna let these mushrooms start breaking down. That looks garlicky. Is that sharp?
Didn't hit it that hard, didn't you?
Did you? Should we break that down a little further? Or
you can.
Yeah. Do you mind? Yeah, I should have just said thinly chopped or finely chopped. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. I'm not that picky, just should. Yeah,
Is it starting to turn into minced garlic here?
Minced. Hey, that's another word for my vocabulary.
Minced?
Minced.
Or square cubed?
Square cubed. Miniature. Miniature diced.
Miniaturely minced.
Miniature diced.
Miniature diced.
All right.
I can have my garlic cube miniatures, please.
All right. Pan's starting to heat up a little more. The butter's starting to sizzle, so just get our mushrooms all coated nicely. It'll start releasing water pretty quick and breaking down and changing color to a darker color pretty soon here. So these are a thicker cut, pre-sliced mushroom from the store. They're generally a little thicker. Most of the time I break them up for other recipes, but in this recipe, a heartier mushroom I think will be pretty decent.
If you're wondering also about the types of pans that we're using, these are just non-stick Paderno pans. They do have fairly good heat distribution, like even heat distribution. However, with pans that are non-stick, try not to use metals inside them. It can scrape up the pans, and then thus resulting in you eating flakes of the pan, right? The other thing too is if you're using silicone-based utensils to cook with your food, that's good. But when it comes to non-stick pans, at a higher heat, you can definitely roast them out really quick. So, rule of thumb, try not to go over a 7 on electric, or even a 6.57 on a gas.
Yeah, the pans are decent. They work pretty good. We're not affiliated with this company by any stretch. It's just, we like the pans. They work pretty good.
Yeah, go Paderno. Send us stuff.
Right. Okay, I'm just going to bring my heat down a little bit here, down to about a 6.0. Just let that sit. I want a nice little brown crisp on these. I believe it adds to the flavor, and we want to have as much flavor packed into this Alfredo sauce as we can get in there with few ingredients. This is just my swing on it. Alfredo sauce too. There's so many ways to make it, and so many different people have different tastes of how they like it, but this has worked for me. It's a quick and simple sauce. Use it for fettuccine noodles, or regular pasta noodles. You can use it for any type of pasta for that matter, and more recently, in the last few years, we've used it with zucchini noodles or zoodles, using our spiralizer. Just has a low carb option, and it works great for that too. So
Another fun spin is if you want to add a little bit more cracked black pepper, and you can add in about 1/4 cup of herb and garlic cream cheese. It's just a fun spin.
yeah, I will be adding salt and pepper and garlic to this in a moment. I just want to get this started first but I won't be using the cream cheese today. However, I have used cream cheese in the past with some of these sauces. Starting to get some brown coloring going on in here, so that's a good thing.
What would Frodo Baggins say?
I don't know.
Back to the shower with you.
And get as many of these sitting flat as we can here. I want crisp on every one of them. No freeloaders in this game here. Just gonna sprinkle some salt. It's not too much there. Just a sprinkle. Some cracked pepper. Just get a little on all of it. Starting to get browner. You can see that somewhere.
Nice golden shine.
Getting that golden going on. We're not looking to cook these down until they almost disappear in size, because they will shrivel down quite a bit. We're just looking to get some crisp on them here. And it's getting pretty close. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and just add the garlic in. It takes like no time flat to start smelling that garlic, eh?
Oh yeah, it's good stuff.
If you leave it too long, the garlic will start burning, and you don't really want burnt garlic. So I'm just moving it frequently, and that'll help it quite a bit, prevent the burning. I still just want a little bit more of the crisp on the mushrooms, and just to allow the mushrooms a chance to absorb some of that butter and garlic mixture. Need as much flavor as we can, like I was saying. Alright, so for this pan here, we're just going to start getting it hot so we can use, go ahead and make our roux in it. And I got about 3 tablespoons of butter. We'll just let that melt down. Did you just eat some of those mushrooms and garlic?
No, I did not.
Well,
They are heavenly.
Was it at least good? Okay, good.
Oh, that is so good.
Do that again, and I don't know.
Drastic
measures for sure.
Yeah, that was good.
Just kidding. definitely, folks, check your food as you go. You always got to be taste testing, whether people see it or don't see it. You got to make sure you know what your food tastes like before you kick it out to somebody. It's just word from the wise.
Just with those mushrooms and garlic, I'd be satisfied with just taking that bowl alone. I don't even need the rest of the sauce. I'm good.
Just a bowl of mushrooms and garlic?
Yeah. Pass me a spoon on that.
Right. Okay, so again, I have about 3 cups of 2% milk in this, in that measuring cup there, rather. I might not use all of it, but I'm just going to make sure I have enough. And then I just have, I put 4 tablespoons of all-purpose flour into this, but I probably only need about 3, but I might use all. We'll see how this sits up. I'm going to have to turn my heat up here in a second to get this kind of going a little heavier. I think I'll use a little more here. Might end up using all the flour. That's okay.
Yeah, maybe that plus some.
Yeah, this is your chance here to put the right amount of flour in, because once you've added the liquid, it's a little harder to get the flour to separate nicely. I might have been a little over 3 tablespoons of butter also there to start with. It was just loosely measured. Yeah, I think that'll be okay there. Okay, just moving my heat up to high. Add slowly. We'll let it catch up for a moment here. And it's possible sometimes you might not have enough milk at first, just add more, or if you have too much, don't use it all. You just want to find the right consistency here.
Now that being your basic white sauce, from
Right
this point right here,
Yeah, just a
you
basic.
can go so many different thousands of variations of flavors.
Oh, for sure. Just add cheese and you got a nice cheese sauce already.
Yeah.
Add peppers, like whatever, habanero, poblano, chipotle, any kind of peppers. Then you got a hot cheese sauce, and yeah, you can just keep going. There's so many variations you can do. It's about pretty close to the consistency I might want for a sauce, but I think I might, because I'm going to add chicken and mushrooms and stuff, I might want to just add a little bit more liquid into it just to thin it down just a little bit. Okay. All the milk. That was 3 cups of milk, but it worked.
Just use it
We've
all.
accomplished this. Yes,
Nice.
we're at the sauce thickness that looks like it'll be pretty good.
So that was the right amount of flour, right amount of butter, and right amount of milk.
Well, that's just lots of years experience, I guess, of making mistakes. Okay, I don't need tremendous heat anymore for this. I'm gonna bring this down substantially, down to 3.5 on my dial, and just let the pan calm down a smidge. I'm just gonna add a bit of salt and pepper to this.
It's a medium-low heat.
Yeah. Yeah, medium-low, whatever your stove's telling you, it's a medium-low. Generous amount of cracked pepper. A little more salt here. I have just a smidge over a cup of Parmesan, grated Parmesan. We'll just go ahead and add that in the best we can here. And give that a moment here. If it's bubbling and too much, just turn your heat down a little bit there, let it calm down.
Just if you guys are wondering, we had actually brought the heat right down to a complete low. Or one on electric stoves, or half point on a gas.
Yeah, I could have just moved it off the burner and let the pan cool down for a moment too. That works too.
In with the mushrooms.
Bring the mushrooms, garlic in. Try and get as much of that garlic as possible. Thank you, Josh. Good. That's definitely a creamy sauce right here.
I'm like so half tempted right now just to bust up a whole bunch of tortellini and throw it in there.
Right.
No.
Yeah, tortellini on this would be good too, eh?
Oh yeah.
A meat tortellini, or well, like I said, I was gonna add chicken into this. Okay, which I'm gonna do right now. Just whatever you got for chicken there. That's a good amount. Just some shredded chicken. Nothing special here. Cheesy, ooey gooey. I'm going to turn off my element because I don't need any more heat coming to it. If it gets too thick, you can always add a little bit of cream or milk to it, and it'll just thin it just a little bit, because this one is getting a little bit thicker than as I figured after adding in the chicken and the mushrooms. It might have got a little thick on me, so we're just going to add a little bit more milk. There comes Josh to save the day. Yep, let's go ahead. That's good.
That was about 1/8 of a cup of milk that I added there.
Okay.
Even that took to it nice.
Alright, well that's a pretty creamy, cheesy sauce right there.
That's super cheesy looking.
Yeah, that Parmesan melted down pretty good, eh? Left us with a cheesy dish. Alright, well, before tasting it, the hope is that that's going to be a nice full flavored sauce for whatever it coats. Alright, so that concludes our video for our cheesy chicken mushroom Alfredo sauce. This got really cheesy, and I think that absorbed some of the liquid. If I was doing this again, I would add more liquid. So just make sure you have enough liquid or milk or whichever on hand to start with, because it's better to have it right away while you're whisking, while it's hot, while you're first making the roux, than it is trying to add it a little bit later. This sauce is certainly usable right now. It'll be a really thick, creamy sauce on whatever we put it on, which is probably just going to be some noodles here in a minute once we build those. But for the sake of this video, we think it turned out really good. The flavor is on par, right where we want it. Lots of garlic flavor. It's salty. The mushrooms turn out really nice with lots of flavor. So
he made it ridiculously cheesy, and that was deliberate.
yeah,
It'll be good.
I like cheese.
Oh yeah, it's really good.
All right, well, if you enjoyed this video, just stay tuned. We'll be putting out more, and have yourselves a great day.
Hey guys, remember also to turn on your notification bells just for when we upload videos.
You bet.
We'll see you next time.
Take care.